Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily cricket happening show. And on this cricket happening show, I have to say that the match between the 52nd match that happened between Delhi Daredevils and Rising Pune supergiants is still keeping things in suspense. Rising Pune supergiants are yet not sure of having made it to the playoffs, I reckon, because Delhi Daredevils actually won a match. It was a close match in the end when Cummins was the bowler and Manoj Tiwari was the batsman, and they required 25 runs to actually win the match in the final over, which was definitely a stiff task. But Manoj Tiwari started off with a real bang as he smacked two sixes of the first two consecutive deliveries, first two balls of Cummins over, but it was Cummins who came up with some wonderful, I would say, some very pacey Yorkers to see to it that Delhi Daredevils won the match by 7 runs. So that is as far as this particular match is concerned. It was an interesting match at the Firozshah Kotla, so thus keeping the suspense open as far as the Rising Pune supergiants are concerned, as far as going for the playoffs is concerned, because the reason being that Delhi Daredevils actually won the match by 7 runs. Now, the other match which I'll talk about is the international fixture. West Indies doing a fine job of gutsing it out in the middle, even though it was not easy. But I thought West Indies definitely deserve credit on a wicket that was definitely helping spin. But Yasir Shah got 3 wickets, but that was it. West Indies really put their heads down and they played for time. And when they finished on day 3, West Indies were placed at 218 for 5, 158 runs behind. So I'll be talking about that match as well. And also, I forgot to mention that for the first time there is a Tri-Nation series being played in Ireland. It's Ireland, Bangladesh and New Zealand. And today was the first match between Ireland and Bangladesh. Not a good start to the Ireland Tri-Nation series here at Malahide in Dublin, the capital of Ireland, where the match had to be called off after rain. There was persistent rain. It ended up as a no result with only 31.1 overs being bowled. As I said, it's a tri-series, so Ireland and Bangladesh shared the points 2-2. So I'll come back to that. So these are the 3 things that I'm going to look out at. So let's start off with that very key game, the 52nd match, Delhi Daredevils vs Rising Pune supergiants. It was played at the Firozshah Kotla in Delhi, and Delhi Daredevils were the ones who won the toss, and surprisingly they decided to bat first. Now, they batted first, and the start was not good. Stokes actually running out Samson pretty quickly for 2 or 4 balls, but Karun Nair was the man who really came to the rescue. Karun Nair today was a transformed player. I mean, he has been struggling, as you know, so far in the IPL, but today it was a different story altogether, as his sweeps that he is very well known for of the spinners was coming very nicely, and also he was playing some good strokes as well, as Karun Nair made 64 of 45 balls with 9 fours in that knock, and he was looking pretty good at the crease. Shreyas Iyer was a victim of the bowling of Vinatkat for 3, but Rishabh Pant smashed 36 of 22 balls, 4 fours and 2 sixes, becoming a victim of Zampa. But Marlon Samuels, well, he made 27 of 21 balls, 1 4 and 2 sixes and looked good. But what a fantastic catch taken by Mahendra Singh Dhoni of the bowling of Christian. He had to jump, stretched his right hand and plucked it out of the thin air. A wonderful catch taken to see the back of Marlon Samuels, which was a big wicket as well. And at that time, Marlon Samuels was looking good. And then what a brilliant stumping from Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I mean, it was just done in a flash as the Washington Sundar, the right arm off spinner, bowled to Anderson. Anderson just marginally got out of the crease, and before even Anderson could realize, it was all over. Dhoni had whipped off the bails and Anderson was out for 3. Cummins, Stokes came in and clean bowled Cummins for 11 of 6 deliveries with 1 6. Mishra was not on 13 of 9 deliveries, 1 4. with 1-6, and Mohammad Shami was a victim of bowling Vinatkat for 2, with Delhi Daredevils restricted to, making 168 for 8. The bowling, Vinatkat 2 for 29, Shardul Thakur 3 overs 35 was costly, Washington Sundar 3 overs 1 for 23, Ben Stokes 4 overs 2 for 31 did his job perfectly, was also had a hand in some runouts as well, and Adam Zampa 4 overs 1 for 29, Daniel Christian 2 overs 1 for 18. So with 169 to win, Rising Pune supergiants started their chase, and what a start! It was a sort of I would say, a fantastic start for the Delhi Daredevils captain Zahir Khan, and he got the most important wicket, that of Ajinkya Rahane, with the very first delivery that he bowled to the Rising Pune supergiants opener, as Rahane got a ball that nipped back and went on to remove the middle stump, and what a sight it was, with the middle stump being out of the ground, with the off and the leg standing. So Rahane was gone, bowled by Khan for naught, and for more problems followed, with Zahir Khan really striking a very good length and picking up the wicket of another very good batsman, Tripathi, for 7. So he had done a good job by sending both the openers back into the hut at 36 for 2 in the 5th over. So Zahir Khan giving them, the captain actually leading by example and giving a good start. And then the other bowlers. Now Stephen Smith and Manoj Tiwari then combined into a very good partnership, with Smith making 38 of 32 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6 before becoming LBW to Nadeem. But it was a good partnership, which added some 30 odd runs. But Tiwari was there as Ben Stokes came in. And Ben Stokes, well, he did not take time to settle. He joined Manoj Tiwari. Manoj Tiwari was stroking the ball very, very well. But Ben Stokes came there and smacked 33 of just 25 deliveries, which included 3 fours and 2 sixes. Some very good shots from Ben Stokes. He put Cummins into the stands. He also flicked Mohammad Shami nonchalantly over the square leg region for a 6. And I would say that Ben Stokes was looking pretty sharp there. But as he made 33 of 25 deliveries, 3 fours and 2 sixes, was a victim of the bowling of Anderson. And Mahendra Singh Dhoni was run out by Mohammad Shami for 5. That was the big wicket, and that I thought was the turning point, because when Mahendra Singh Dhoni went, Manoj Tiwari was still there, so hope was there. But again, the runs were not easy to come by. Daniel Christian was consumed by Mohammad Shami for 3 in the 19th over, and when finally it all came down to the final over, with Manoj Tiwari at one end and Washington Sundar on one end, and Cummins was the bowler. Cummins had to defend 25 runs, and Manoj Tiwari, as I said, gave them a start of a banging start in the first 2 balls, as he banged 2 sixes of the first 2 balls of Cummins. But after that, all that Manoj Tiwari could do was just watch it, because there was nothing he could do, as Cummins was coming up at a consistent speed of 145 k's, and he was putting the Yorkers in a pinpoint direction, and it was very difficult for Manoj Tiwari to release release the arms and actually hit it. And then finally, with the final delivery, it was Manoj Tiwari's stumps being rattled by Cummins. But Manoj Tiwari played a good hand in a losing effort, 60 of 45 balls, 5 fours and 3 sixes, Rising Pune supergiants finishing with 161 for 7, falling 7 short, and Delhi Daredevils winning the match. Now bowling, Zahir Khan was the best bowler, no doubt. He gave a very good start for the team. Zahir Khan 2 for 25, Shami 2 for 37, Nadeem 1 for 21, Amit Mishra none for 26, Cummins 1 for 31, bowled that last over well in the final 4 deliveries after being hit for 2 consecutive sixes by Manoj Tiwari in the final over, and 25 runs were required in the final over. Marlon Samuels 1 over for 12, and Corey Anderson just bowled 1 over, went for 4, and Karun Nair of Delhi Daredevils was named man of the match for his innings of 64, and this is his first 50 since he made that mammoth 300 triple century against England when England were touring India. So it definitely says a lot that Karun Nair is slowly finding his bearings, which is good news. But probably the news is coming a bit late because Delhi Daredevils are already out. They are not qualified for the playoffs, as you all know. So that is as far as that particular match was concerned. Now the matches which are coming up tomorrow, one is going to be a sort of a real cruncher, I would say, even though both have already qualified for the playoffs. The match is going to happen between Mumbai Indians and the Kolkata Knight Riders. What a match that is going to be tomorrow. That's the first match. That's one match coming up tomorrow, which will decide at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata as to who would be topping the charts just before the playoffs. And as far as the other match is concerned, that is going to happen between Sunrisers Hyderabad, who are taking on the Gujarat Lions. So, but just going away from here, let's talk about the West Indies versus Pakistan. We are talking about the third day's play in the final Test match of the series. And as I said, West Indies did a very good job of batting through. On a pitch which definitely was aiding the bowlers, no doubt about it, especially spin. But I thought the West Indies batsmen showed a lot of dedication to put their heads down and really play well and in a very sensible manner. So let's look at the card of the West Indies. Brathwaite made 29, 1 boundary. Kieron Powell making 31 with 2 boundaries. They really chiseled together a very good partnership. Hetmyer made 17 of 18 of 1 4 and 1 6, and all these 3 wickets were scalped by Yasir Shah, who picked up 3 wickets to actually reduce West Indies to 97 for 3. But then Shai Hope and Roston Chase combined into a 55-run partnership where Roston Chase played some good strokes, but as I said, every player of the West Indies, what one was seeing is that they understood what was there in the pitch. But as I said, this was really they showed a lot of dedication, which was good to see. Because when I was hoping that Yasir Shah would be the trump card and he would be really running amok among the West Indies, but it was not to be. Very well played the West Indies, I would say. Shai Hope contributed 29 with 2 boundaries before Azhar Ali actually nipped his wicket for 29. But Roston Chase carried on, but it was very sad to see Roston Chase when he was really doing a fine job of really grinding out there. He was hit by a Mohammad Amir's short delivery, which actually hit him on the elbow as Roston Chase shaped to actually hook the delivery, and unfortunately had to retire hurt at 60 with 5 boundaries. Vishal Singh, he really did his job better, and that was to occupy the wicket, which he did it very well, kept on occupying the wicket and scratched 8 runs before Mohammad Abbas actually got a delivery which swung back into him, and Vishal Singh was trapped LBW. And finally, at there were 189 for 5, but then finally at close of play, Shane Dowrich with a very good 20 with 1 boundary, and the captain Jason Holder, who had the boldness to hit Yasir Shah for a big 6 in the final over before close of play, which took a lot of heart, I would say, but Jason Holder definitely did it. He hit him for a big 6 over long off in the final over of the day, and he finished on unbeaten 11 with that solitary 6. 218 for 5, which means 158 runs still remaining to go and take the lead. And I thought West Indies batsmen definitely deserve credit for really putting a very good show in the middle and carrying and still there. They still have 5 wickets, and I think they've done a good job. And they will be hoping that Roston Chase comes back tomorrow, and also Shane Dowrich and Jason Holder keep this partnership going for quite a long time to really secure things for themselves. As far as and West Indies also know for a fact that they are the ones who would be batting last on this wicket, and batting last on this wicket to me is going to be very treacherous. So West Indies would hope to occupy as much time as possible at the crease, even on the fourth day. Mohammad Amir bowled excellently. I thought he was the pick of the bowlers. 23 overs, 11 maidens, 24 runs and no wicket. But that does not matter. He really bowled well. Mohammad Abbas also did a good job. 21-6, 43, 1 wicket. Yasir Shah, 33-4, 108 and 3 wickets. 17 overs, 4 maidens, none for 22 for Hassan Ali on his test debut. Azhar Ali, 6 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 15. Now that's the match situation. 158 runs still required for the West Indies to make Pakistan bat again. To go into the lead. Now the last match that I'm going to cover on this Cricket Happening show is going to be the Tri-Series. As I said, the Tri-Series, for the first time there's a Tri-Nation series which is being played in Ireland, and the teams that are competing are Ireland, Bangladesh and New Zealand. And today we saw that this was the first match of the Tri-Nation series as we call it, played between Ireland and Bangladesh. The toss was won by Ireland and they immediately put Bangladesh in on a very, very green pitch. Tim Muttag and Peter Chase were really bowling the right areas. They hit a good length right from the beginning with Tamim Iqbal and Sami Sarkar at the crease. But then finally it was Chase. Now Chase, as you know, is a recent entrant into the Ireland team, and he looks to be a fine prospect because he's a very tall guy, has the perfect build for a pace bowler, and also when one sees Chase, probably one thinks about board ranking. He's a very tall guy and he has some pace, and he also gets good bounce because of his height, and that was good to see that on a green pitch he was pretty good. And Soumya Sarkar was the first wicket as he was caught by Niall O'Brien in the bowling of Chase for 5. That was wicket number 1. Sabir Rahman was hit on his anatomy by a delivery which actually got him a bit frustrated, and this time he tried to move Chase through the onside, ended up in the hands of Murtag. He was gone for naught, but it was a silly shot to play under the circumstances because Bangladesh were really struggling at the time at 9 for 1, and Sabir Rahman's wicket brought the score to 9 for 2, adding to their problems. Mushfiqur Rahim came in. Tamim Iqbal, on the other hand, was really getting in terms with the bowling and also with this very greenish pitch that was at Malahide on display as Mushfiqur Rahim came in. Mushfiqur Rahim contributed 13 with 3 boundaries, but then McCarthy was the one who picked up the wicket when Mushfiqur Rahim drove at 1, but only managed to get a sort of an edge onto it. Wilson picking up the snap, he was gone for 13. And then Shakib Al Hassan was also a victim of the bowling of Chase, as Shakib Al Hassan chased a wide delivery to be out for 14 with 2 boundaries, and suddenly this Bangladesh innings was not looking pretty good at 70 for 4 as Mahmudullah joined in the Tamim Iqbal he was looking good at the crease and was getting to terms with this pitch and of the Irish bowlers. Mahmudullah gave good company to Tamim Iqbal as both really did a fine job of actually getting Bangladesh out of a hole at 70 for 4 in the 15th over, and they took the score to 157 for 4 as rain started pelting at the Malahide in Dublin, which left Tamim Iqbal not out on 64 with 8 boundaries. Mahmudullah was not out on a well-made 43, 4 fours and 56 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. The score stood at 157 for 4 in the 32nd over, and after that the rain was relentless. There was no respite, and finally the match had to be called off, and it ended up as a no result, with both the teams sharing points in the first match of the Tri-Series. Murtag 7.1 overs, 1 minute none for 23, bowled well. Chase was amongst the wickets, 6 overs, 3 for 33. McCarthy was left a bit to be desired as far as his direction was concerned, with a bit wayward, I would say. 6 overs, 1 for 43. Kevin O'Brien 2 overs, none for 12. Shane Thompson 4 overs, none for 19, and Dockrell bowled 6 overs for 24 runs. So that's as far as today's matches are concerned in this Cricket Happening show. Hope you all loved this cricket broadcast of mine. with more to come tomorrow on my next cricket broadcast. That's on a Saturday. This is your host Ram, finally signing off for the day. Thank you.